In sports, the term redemption gets thrown around a lot. And redemption stories are some of the most fun things you'll ever see in sports. They're some of my favorite stories, and they're some of the things I really look forward to seeing the most. And I'll tell you, one of the places that I'm looking forward to seeing the most when it comes to redemption stories is the NFC South. Now, the NFC South has my Carolina Panthers in them, who are bad, as I've made many videos about. However, they also have the New Orleans Saints and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and those are two teams that, although they are hated division rivals for me, I'm really looking forward to them. Watching them this year, watching them battle it out for the division, watching them battle out for the NFC South to get a home playoff game, and to see how they do because of their respective quarterbacks. Tampa Bay has Baker Mayfield. This guy has to feel like he's won the lottery about 5 times over. He was a part of the Cleveland Browns mess. He brought them some respectability they haven't had since they got rebooted. And quite honestly, haven't had since they had a coach named Belichick coaching them in the early 90s before they moved to Baltimore and became the Ravens and had to be rebooted. And then he got kind of thrown aside. He had an injury. They thought he was washed. And he wound up on the David Tepper Carolina Panthers. Didn't do much there. Nobody did much there. Got traded halfway through the season to the Rams, where he promptly did well, but not well enough. And then he's wound up over on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, taking over for Tom Brady, who won a Super Bowl with them, and although he'll always be known most for his time with the Patriots for obvious reasons, 20 years and 6 championships there, he still won a championship with Tampa Bay, so those are tough shoes to fill. But he's done it, and he's redeeming himself. And just out of something I feel like I need to mention, I've always kind of liked Baker Mayfield. And I really don't know why. I know he has he's always had a kind of like an attitude and a swagger that I actually like. When attitude and swagger are used properly and in the right channels to help your team, it can be a good thing. Very rarely do you see that, and I've always kind of liked him. Have I agreed with everything he's done? No. I mean, did he have some growing up he needed to do in his early 20s? Yes. Did I have some growing up I needed to do in my early 20s? No. I had a lot of growing up I needed to do. Now I'm 40, I'm married, I got 3 stepkids, all 9 and younger, and I've still got some growing up I need to do. So I'm not about to knock him for that, but he's got to feel like, I mean, part of me wonders if he has survivor's guilt. Some of the organizations he's left behind, but he's doing just amazing. This year he's completing 72% of his passes through just 2 games. I know it's early. I know there's 15 more games for them to play, but they look good. He's looked good, and after the first game of the season, or the first couple games, I was ready to basically give the division to them, and kind of discounted New Orleans, I have to say, with who has Derek Carr, who was with the Raiders forever, did a great job, kept his head up, even though they're a very, very inconsistent organization. They were bad for a long, long time when he got there. They had to go through the waning days of Al Davis, and I don't know if he died before he got there or not, but now he's having to go through Al Davis's son, with the guy with the haircut. Yeah, him. And they just kind of threw him to the side. They decided he wasn't the guy, decided it wasn't worth the money they were going to pay him, and he got kind of kicked to the side. Now I believe this is his second year with New Orleans, and I got to say he's looked very good too. I kind of dismissed New Orleans after their first game of the season. They beat my Panthers 47-10, which is a big beating, but like I said, my Panthers are bad. So I'm like, yeah, I mean, it's a big win, but that's against the sorriest organization in all of sports. But I gotta say, I think I've got to backtrack some on that, because I think the Saints are very, very good. They had a very convincing win over Dallas, I believe it was, and I think they're for real. And Derek Carr is definitely for real. And just seeing him, he's after redemption, just like Baker's after redemption. So I'm really looking forward to that this year, and watching that unfold in my division. Jealous, wishing that my team could be the kind of team that has at least a hope for being respectable, or at least being mid-pack. But we don't have that hope. We don't have a hope for being the 31st best team in the league as far as just how it's run and everything. So we're firmly entrenched in last place, the worst run team in the organization. But like I said, redemption arcs are fun. these are two quarterbacks in our division that have been left on the trash heap, including in Baker Mayfield's case by us. It's just is less about Baker, more about us, how dumb we are. But Cleveland also felt the same way about him. Tampa decided this guy's still got some life in him, and he should prove them right. New Orleans picked up Derek Carr when the Las Vegas Raiders. I'll never get used to saying that. It'll always be Oakland. I remember when they were in Los Angeles when I was a kid, and everybody still called them Oakland, even though their original stint in Oakland was before I was even born. But yeah, they'll always be Oakland. But yeah, the Raiders. After that, and Saints said, yeah, we got something with them. I know last year was kind of middling. I know they got some coaching issues still, but Derek's doing a very good job, and I'm looking forward to seeing what he can do. And that team really seems to be clicking. The Panthers might be bad, but 47-10 is still 47-10. We still have NFL talent. I mean, as badly run as we are, we still have the best talent, the most talented players in the world only get to play on these NFL teams. So there should never be any 47-10 wins unless one team is really bad, which we are, but also the other team has to be really good. And I know they beat Dallas pretty convincingly. Dallas, I think, had the best record or the second best record in the NFC last year. They've made the playoffs the last 3 years. I think they've won 12 games the last 3 years, and they have they got waxed at home by New Orleans. I know a lot can change, but I think that's going to be a interesting and fun storyline going forward. Watching those two battle it out, there has to be a lot of mutual respect and admiration between the two because they both know what each other's been through to an extent. But there's also got to be that just push saying, I've got this second chance, I've got this amazing second chance, or in Baker's case, third or fourth chance, however you want to look at it. And I'm not going to let this one go. I'm going to prove these guys right. I'm going to prove everybody wrong, as well as I'm going to prove this team that I'm on right, and everybody on this team and all my teammates that believe in me right. They both, they got to have that attitude. Otherwise, they wouldn't be winning. They wouldn't be doing it well. If they were just bitter and said, nobody wants me, and playing the victim, they wouldn't be doing what they're doing. So, redemption's always fun. It's always good to see, people come back, or to come back like that. And it's going to be fun to see. Like I said, I wish it was us, but I know I'm not supposed to ever root for division rivals under any circumstance, but I can't help but hope that they both do very well this year. I really think that's going to be a good fight for the division win, not one of those middling fights of first team to 9 wins the division, first team to 9-8. I know the NFC South's been very bad for a few years now, even with Tampa having Tom Brady. It's just been a bad division. The I-85 is messing everything up. The Panthers and the Panthers and the Falcons, but it's going to be fun, and they still have a lot of life in them. Baker especially. I know he's younger, but Derek's got a lot of life in him too. So I want to see how they do. I want to see. I just want to see if they can keep this redemption arc going. Maybe they can. Maybe it'll fall apart. But either way, I give them both a lot of credit. They've both earned my respect big time. I respect them both a lot. They're both quarterbacks that I liked, especially Baker. There's just something about him and his attitude and swagger I always kind of liked. Derek Carr, I always respected the way he kept his head on his shoulders very well. I know some people were questioning that because he was, very hurt by the way the Raiders just kind of threw him to the side, and that's understandable. I know people say you shouldn't make it public like that, but, you're human, you're hurt. You spent all those years with them trying to doing your best, and, just get tossed in the scrap heap like that. It's going to hurt. And but I've respected the way he's just kept his head up, kept going. I know last year did not go the way he hoped it would, but this year's they're looking good, and I think it's going to be a good fight. I think they're both going to make the playoffs. I think whoever doesn't win the division is going to get a wild card for sure, especially with 3 wild cards now. But I think it's going to be one of the better divisional battles. I may have to come back and eat these words like I'm already eating my words about the Saints not really being all that good, or as good as they looked at Week 1 against the Panthers, but I think they are good. And I think they can make some noise in the playoffs. I'm very sure Tampa can make some noise in the playoffs. I know they did last year. Made it to the divisional round and lost to a very good Detroit Lions team who looked ready and poised to make that step. They just couldn't quite get past the Niners, who promptly got Kyle Shanahan in the Super Bowl. But I gotta say, like I said, I have so much respect for them, and I'm hoping they do well. I'll always hope the Panthers beat them when we play them, but I'm also realistic about it and know that that's not gonna happen this year. So I just I want to see a really good divisional fight for them, and like I said, I hope they can really take this redemption arc and take it to the next level. And I want to see them do well, and I'm proud of them. And wish it wasn't happening right under my nose in the division, but that's on the Panthers, so I can't be mad at them. I can't be mad at New Orleans. I can't be mad at Tampa Bay. I can only be mad at David Tepper and what he's done to my team. But you know what? There's still other cool stuff to watch for. You don't have to like it, but you do have to respect it. So I respect them both, and I wish them a lot of luck. Thank all of y'all again for watching. I still can't believe I'm getting like 40-something views per video. I thought I'd get like 4 views per video. So thank you for tuning in and watching this. And if you like it, subscribe. I'm going to try to make a video a day. It might work sometimes it might not work. We'll have to see. And like I said, maybe I'll eventually invest in some better recording and audio equipment. So make it a little more watchable. Unless you like the old style YouTube vibes of somebody just talking into a phone unscripted forever. So thank you guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.